Hey planty people, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I wanted to talk about a plant that I don't think gets enough hype and I don't know why. And it is going to be about Cissus Discolor. My Cissus Discolor is very happy. It has one really long vine and one really mature vine with much larger leaves. And it also has this tiny little growth point up at the top. I know a lot of the times whenever you're searching for Cissus Discolor, a lot of times the other commonly known name for it is the begonia rex vine, although it is actually not a begonia. If you're curious about the care needs and the water, light, humidity, this is the video for you. I'm gonna go all over exactly what a Cissus Discolor needs. If you're used to taking care of alocasia, like the alocasia frydek, it has very similar needs to an alocasia frydek, as in mainly the water. The water is very crucial. If you don't get the watering correct with the Cissus Discolor, it will drop leaves. Keep the soil nice and moist. It doesn't like to be wet. It doesn't like to be completely bone dry. It is okay to let the soil dry out a tiny bit, but I would just keep it nice and moist throughout because it seems to like that. At least mine seems to like that for me. Now, for lighting for the Cissus Discolor, I would definitely recommend nice and bright indirect light. I have my Cissus Discolor several feet, I'd say at least 10 feet away from my window that it's in front of, and it seems to, it's having a really good time. It's putting out a ton of new foliage for me, a ton of new growth every single day. I would recommend that. I would never give this any direct light because the leaves are very fragile and they're very delicate and it would just burn them completely. So do not give these guys, under any circumstances, direct light. So let's talk about humidity. Humidity is pretty important with this plant too. I specifically got a humidifier for this guy because you want to keep the humidity at least 50%. At least. It loves more, but at least 50% is very good. One of my tips though, do not let it blow directly onto the foliage because you will get that crisping effect that we all hate, and no, nobody wants that. The Cissus Discolor actually originated from Southeast Asia in China, India, Vietnam, Indonesia, and even in Thailand. So thank you to the people out there who discovered Cissus Discolor because I love this plant. This plant gives me so much joy every single day to look at. It's so beautiful. The foliage is just so sparkly and it's got purple undersides, but I'll show you the leaves up close and personal in a bit. Now I think the only really difficult thing with the Cissus Discolor is propagation. I'm a huge water propagation spokesperson. It is my tried and true. I never really, have a hard time water propagating anything, but the Cissus Discolor is not very good with water propagation. I've only found one other video. I'll try and link it right here. I've only found one other video of somebody who has successfully propagated Cissus Discolor, and I believe the method that this person used was kind of like the butterfly method that a lot of people use for string of hearts. So what you're gonna do is take the foliage and lay it directly onto spag, and that's the only thing that I've ever seen somebody successfully propagate. I know that I'm going to be trying to propagate mine because it is really long and it definitely needs a haircut, and because it's about to touch the floor where it's at. So I'm going to try and propagate it and see how that goes. I'll try a few different methods and see. I'll try water again just to, just for giggles. I'll try the butterfly method and I'll try soil. And we'll just see how it goes. Yeah, that's about all the care tips and tricks that I have for Cissus Discolor. Definitely treat it like an alocasia frydek. At least that's what's really worked for me. Let's get up close and personal with this guy. So the leaves are really gorgeous. This is my more mature leaf and does have some crisping from where I let the humidifier just blow directly on it. But look at the undersides. These are like the money maker. I think they're so beautiful, so gorgeous. And all of these leaves, this whole entire like new long vine has grown directly under my care. It's also got this little teeny tiny little guy going on up here and a little, I think a little dead piece right here, but we're not going to talk about that. We're just going to look at the foliage. I mean, it just keeps going. There we go. There's the end. And what's really cool is that these little strands right here, if you can see it, are called aerial roots. And you got to watch out for those because they will literally latch on to your plants if they're nearby. I had a little event happening with this guy latching onto my alocasia zebrina. It wrapped right around the petiole that was actually producing a new growth. So I'm glad that I caught it when I did, because it probably could have really stunted or harmed the growth that was coming out of it. So just pay close attention to those aerial roots because they like to get a little bit crazy sometimes. So that's Cissus Discolor. I really love this plant, would 10 out of 10 recommend, just especially if you can give it the climate, the conditions that it really thrives in. Definitely keep it in warmer temperatures. It doesn't want to be cold at all. I hope you guys are still enjoying 31 days of daily uploads, because I know I am. I love seeing all your comments in the comment section down below, and I try and respond to every single one of them. And if you guys are really liking the content, don't forget to hit that like button. If you really liking that content, don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below. And we'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye!